Assalamualaikum everybody. It's actually 3:30 right now, 3:30 a.m. and I'm still wearing this because I just got back from a iftar party and then I knew I was going to film today, so I was just being lazy and putting it off, and now it's 3:30 a.m. so I'm finally doing it. But anyway, so I actually wanted to talk about a story that I heard today. Today at Tarawih, the Imam was actually talking about empathy and feeling for others and understanding what others feel. And he mentioned a story to prove how the Prophet ﷺ used to do this. And from hearing the story, I actually took away something a little bit different, and I wanted to talk about that. So the story he mentioned was of Prophet ﷺ and his grandsons, Hassan and Hussein. He asked both of them to give speeches. And it was well known that Hussein stuttered a little bit, so everybody knew this. And so first Hassan went and he stood up and he gave his speech, and he talked very fluently and very well, and everybody was impressed. And then Hussein got up to give his speech, and if you've been in that position where your older sibling has done something better than you have, then you know how it feels. So when he started talking and he started giving his speech, and he just kept stuttering. He kept stuttering, every few words. And if you heard somebody stutter, then you know that you rush to complete their sentences, and you just kind of hurry them through whatever they're talking. You're like, okay, yeah, I get it. But the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't. He actually sat there and he listened patiently to whatever Hussein was saying, and he smiled. He kept smiling towards him, and to encourage him. So Hussein gave his speech, and he stuttered a lot, and at the end, as he finished, it got really awkward in the room. Everybody just didn't know what to say, and people were just kind of looking around like, oh, okay. But the Prophet ﷺ said something that really struck home with me. He said, do not make fun of him. Hussein has inherited this quality from his uncle Musa, alayhi salam. And just hearing that, I just got really, it touched me, because I felt like, this was such a negative situation, and it was so awkward, and like a lot of us would be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go now. But instead the Prophet ﷺ, he turned it, he switched it so well into this extremely positive and empowering thing for Hussein, that I inherited something from someone so great and so amazing. Anyway, so my point of the story was that it's just so easy to focus our lives on the negative things that happen to us, but it's just as easy to flip it around into something positive and to learn something from it. And like Safiya said in day 6 of her video, that it takes 21 days to make a habit, and right now we're almost at the end of day 8, so that leaves about 21 to 22 days left of Ramadan. And I think one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on this Ramadan is positive thinking, of taking negative situations and turning them into a positive. As far as Hadia's question goes, Hadia, for the Burma victims and refugees, I haven't been able to find anything at this point. I think the best that we can do is make dua, because a lot of the bigger charity organizations like Islamic Relief and stuff, who have a very wide outreach in the world, haven't been able to get through to that area and haven't been able to get our money over there. So until somebody is able to, I think the best that we can do is make dua. I did, however, find that we do have a few Burmese refugees here in the US, and Al Amana is doing a dinner sometime in August, early August, before Ramadan ends, and I'll put the link down below and you can sign up for that if anyone's interested. But as far as for my vlog for today, I think that's it. Positive thinking and keeping our Burmese brothers and sisters in our prayers, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.